And welcome back. And if you've seen the title, you know what this video is. But so what came about doing this video? So the green. I'm obviously a big comic book guy, big movie guy, big anime. I'm a nerd. I am a nerd. I am a proud nerd. I wear my Pickle Rick shirt as a badge of honor. And one of the big things I've always loved is the Green Lantern Corps. Not just the Green Lantern Corps, but all the color Lantern Corps. I love the fact that there's so many different varieties of lanterns and things along those lines. And like a lot of people, I asked the question, what if this character was in a Lantern Corps? What ring would this character get? If they were in a Lantern Corps, what would they get? And because I do so many what ifs, it makes sense that eventually one of those what ifs would come around to being, well, what if this character had a lantern ring? What would their color core be? That's an interesting state. What would the color lantern core they would be in? What kind of ring would they get? Now, I will fully admit, well, this is not a 100% stemmed from this person. I did get a bit more, I guess, push personally speaking, not from them specifically, but watching Needless Mouse Productions videos on if this character was in a Lantern Corps, what was if they wielded the power line, or which Lantern Corps would these characters be in? Needless Mouse Productions does great videos on those. Mine are going to be nothing compared to them. But that said, they are still topics of discussion I wanted to get to for a while. And one of the reasons I decided to at least set the groundwork for them right now is during the week of who would win, what if I usually have at least like two ongoing ones happening at the same time, and then I fill in the days that I'm not doing those with other what if topics. And usually there are ones that I can do in one shot or in 1 or 2 days. So that's usually what I have going on. Unfortunately, I was going through the list of the next people on the list of requests who it's their turn to get their request done. And I would have had to have gone like 3 or 4 pages into the request before I probably got to someone who I could do in just one. And that's not really fair. So I figured I'd lay the groundwork right now for that video. Now, I will probably do more Lantern Corps videos just in general, because I think it's just a fun topic of discussion. But right now, this isn't a what if. This is a precursor to a future what if. And don't expect this what if relatively soon, because no one specifically has actually given me the suggestion. And it's on my personal list of suggestions, which means I probably won't get to it for some time. But if people start to give me the suggestion, that would be different. Then I might get to it sooner rather than later. But point being is, what if Naruto Uzumaki, which Lantern Corps would Naruto Uzumaki be a part of? What Lantern Ring would best fit him? So we have to look at, obviously, Naruto's character and, the defining traits of the Corps. Now, the way I'm going to do this, essentially, is I'm going to go from the ones that the character will not fit into at all, to the ones that he could fit into, and then my personal suggestion on the ones that he could fit most well into, the most likely candidates for a Lantern Corps. And we'll be looking mostly at young Naruto. I'll give you my take on adult Naruto, and I mean like Hokage Naruto as well. But I'm going to be focusing, because if I do this what if, it's going to take place in the early days of Naruto. So probably not when he's like a little kid. Excuse me, I got some water because it's hot. Not in the days where he's like an early kid, like before he's a ninja, but sometime between when he graduates or during his time in the academy and beyond, sometime in there. And there will be other Lantern Corps videos involving the Naruto characters as well, because I would imagine a lot of them in that scenario would get it. Would get a Lantern Corps ring. But I've gone 4 minutes without talking about it, so let's get into it. So let's start off the bat with the Lantern Corps that he just will not fit into. We start off with the Black Lantern Corps. Now, the requirements for the Black Lantern Corps of Death are basically you either have to be dead, have to have died, and there is a offset kind of third requirement where if you've just embraced death, if you killed God knows how much, that you are pretty much the embodiment in death and so much, and you revel in it and love the killing, you could in theory qualify for that Lantern Corps as well. That's a bit more of a maybe circumstance. The other two are definite. And the thing is, Naruto can't qualify for this Lantern Corps because he's never died. Even in the final war arc against Madara, Sixth Path and Madara, when him and Sasuke met the Sage and found out they were reincarnations, they actually weren't. Sakura was barely able to keep Naruto alive, but she was able to barely keep Naruto alive. So they've never died at all. Likewise, adult Naruto couldn't qualify to Black Lantern Corps as well either, because he's never died. Uh, Also, the Orange Lantern Corps, the Lantern Corps of avarice, greed. You need to be insatiably greedy and never satisfied with whatever is offered to you. And Naruto just isn't like that as a kid, as any character. The most greedy he gets is with his food. Even then, he can be satisfied. Um, Even his desire to learn like new techniques, it's not because he just needs more. He needs the knowledge. He wants it. It's due to the fact that he wanted to get stronger so he could be respected, protect people, all that. Likewise, adult Naruto just can't qualify for Abyss as well. The Violet Light of Love. Now, see, the Violet Light of Love is a weird one because adult Naruto could qualify for the Violet Light of Love. Basically, to qualify for the Violet Light of Love, you need to basically be able to truly experience love. And adult Naruto has that. He got married with Hinata. He loves Hinata. He loves his kids, even though he's has trouble showing it sometimes. It's just because of his job. But no, he very much loves his family. So adult Naruto could qualify for the Violet Lantern Corps. Young Naruto, unfortunately, couldn't grasp love. In fact, that was a big part of Naruto, the last movie, for a while. Whereas Sakura even says that Naruto just kind of doesn't understand love, unfortunately. That crush he had on Sakura was not love. It was more just like, hey, pay attention to me. You're a cute girl. You're the most popular girl in class. Come on. If you go out with me, I'll be cool and people might accept me, kind of, and someone will care about me. That's not love. Naruto cares about people very much. Cares about his friends and his relatives or friends and his teachers and all that. But he's never really experienced love, unfortunately. So he can't qualify the Violet Lantern Corps either. Though the adult Naruto, Okage Naruto, could qualify for that. Then the last Lantern Corps that he just can't qualify for is the Indigo Lanterns. The Indigo Lanterns are the Lanterns of Compassion. Now, to qualify, you need to be either extremely compassionate or actually lack all compassion. The problem also with Indigo Lantern ring is the fact that it's a bit of a mind slave ring. It's a bit of a parasitic ring that it does kind of brainwash you. You lose your free will. It subverts your will. You feel compassion, you feel regret and things along those lines, and it gives you a bunch of abilities. Great, fine, they're actually quite powerful, but unfortunately Naruto doesn't qualify for that. Naruto as an adult, maybe Hokage Naruto could, but there are better options that he could qualify for than just that. And frankly, Kid Naruto could be compassionate, but he was far from the most compassionate. He was also far from the least compassionate either. He was your standard kid, even though he's the protagonist, therefore he's able to relate a little better to certain people. And even Shippuden era Naruto wouldn't be any more qualified for this Lantern Corps either. So that's unlikely that Naruto could qualify for this. So that's the nope, as I like to affectionately put, the nope course. Then you have the possible, but there are better options. So in the possible, but there are better options, you have, first off, is the Red Lantern Corps of Rage. You have to have great rage in your heart and carry great rage with you to activate it, or to be qualified for this corps. Hokage Naruto doesn't qualify for that at all. Here's the thing, though, about Kid Naruto. In most circumstances, he's a little angry, but he usually has other things governing him besides his rage. He's going off to prove something for other reasons besides rage, being angry at people. And he actually doesn't spend his time being that angry at people. He definitely harbors a little bit of a grudge against like the villagers for treating him like crap for a while. And he gets angry like most other people do, but it's not something that really drives him. But under circumstances like when he's being influenced by the fox, when he's being influenced by the fox's chakra, in circumstances like that, if there's a red lantern ring around him, that's a scenario where he could actually become a red lantern, like legitimately be. Because look at the instances where he had the fox's chakra activate in him. When he fought Haku, he was out for blood in that. You could easily make him a red lantern in that scenario. If you were to that moment when he fought Orochimaru. He wasn't like blood thirsty or anything, right? But he's definitely, that he's driven by a bit of rage while that's going on. But when he's accessing the Fox's chakra on its own, that won't qualify him as well. However, like when Kimimaro took Sasuke, that's another scenario where he could easily become a Red Lantern because we know he was pissed off. When he fought Sasuke at the Valley End, he could become a Red Lantern then. Anytime early on, or anytime throughout the original Naruto series, that he pretty much accessed the Fox's chakra like instinctually, not when he's channeling it himself, but when he accessed it instinctually. And during a lot of Shippuden, when he accessed that, he could easily become a Red Lantern. However, those are circumstantial events. Those aren't the defining trait of Naruto. He's not always influenced by the Fox. In fact, most of the time, he's not influenced by the Fox's chakra. So you can't really say that's a very likely scenario, but it's not impossible either. So the red light of rage could go to Naruto in a certain scenario. Then you have the yellow light of fear. Now, to qualify for that, you have to be able to inspire great fear into someone. Now, Kage Naruto could qualify for this because people are scared of shit of Naruto who aren't like, on his side or anything like that. Enemies are scared. He knows how to inspire her because he's the Hokage. He's got to protect people. But then you have young Naruto. Young Naruto, again, circumstances he's influenced by the Fox's chakra, could qualify because he scares the living crap out of people when he's accessing the Fox's chakra. But as a whole, Naruto didn't scare people in the sense of, they didn't. At best, people were concerned about his potential. Shippuden era Naruto doesn't really. The problem with Shippuden era Naruto is that there's a couple more circumstances where he could qualify, but it's so minimal that it's not worth really going beyond the likelihood that he had in the original series. So, I mean, he possibly could, but I don't see it much more often than when he could get a Red Lantern ring. So, there's that as well. Then you have the White Lantern Corps. The White Lantern Corps is a Lantern Corps is life. To qualify for it, you need to basically, A, be alive, but B, embrace life and, nurture and protect life. Great examples of this is when Deadman, was experiencing the thrill of being alive by being on a roller coaster. That increased the power of the White Lantern ring. That helped him hold on to it. One of the White Lanterns for a long time was Swamp Thing because he's the embodiment of the green, which is the entire spectrum of energy that governs all plant life in the universe. He's a living embodiment of life itself. So yes, for a while he had a White Lantern ring. And Naruto, again, being alive, in theory, could qualify for this Lantern Corps. Naruto's very hyperactive and, energetic, so he could qualify a little bit harder than maybe your average person. But young Naruto's just, again, it's not much more likely than, say, a red or a yellow lantern. Only for the case that anyone, in theory, could have a White Lantern ring. It's a matter of the ring choosing him. And I don't think it would choose Naruto, if I'm going to be honest. I think part of that is because of the fox inside him. While his emotional spectrum to himself is fine, the fox does have at least some mild influence overall. And I think the fact that his chakra does leak into Naruto's system would keep him away from the White Lantern ring. I believe it or not, this is the Lantern Corps I actually think that Hokage Naruto would actually best qualify in, because Hokage Naruto, first off, again, is alive, but he's also on perfectly good terms. He's on his best terms with Kurama as an adult, because they've reconciled, they're friends at that point. So any influence Kurama could have that would negate the White Lantern ring wouldn't happen in this scenario. But add on to the fact that as the Hokage, it's his job to protect the village, protect his family. He's a father. He's helped nurture life before. He helps nurture more life by protecting the citizens, the families, the kids, wives, husbands, everyone. So it's his job to protect and nurture life. So I think that actually qualifies him more for the White Lantern ring, because he will give his life to protect other lives. And I think that's a very important distinction. Now you can make a very strong argument that his will is much stronger than, the life qualification, or the fact that that his love for his family is greater than that. And I can see the argument. I just think, from my perspective, the White Lantern Corps is the best for Hokage Naruto. So that ends the could but unlikely section of the Lantern Corps. Then you have the ones that I think are the most likely, and this is a very rare circumstance where Naruto can actually qualify just as easily for one Lantern Corps as the other, and that is the Green Lantern Corps and the Lantern Corps of Hope. The Blue Lantern Corps. Now, obviously, the Green Lantern Corps is the most famous one. They are derived from their willpower. And as we see, Naruto's will pretty much doesn't break ever. The only times where it's ever almost broken, when Jiraiya died, his world was shattered for a little bit, absolutely. When he failed to get Sasuke back, he was moping for a little while. When during the fight with Pain, when the Fox was about to take full control over him, his will was temporarily subverted. But then he just came back stronger than ever after, pep talk and things along those lines. So, look, but take that out of the equation. What is the defining trait pretty much of a shonen character is an indomitable will. And Naruto is one of those characters whose will just, you can't seem to break him. No matter what, he gets back up and keeps fighting to the end. When he and Gaara went toe to toe, he finally did beat Gaara down. He still was not giving up. He just would not. He would not stop. When it came to his fight with Haku, he just kept charging and going and going. When it came to training, he does not quit. Little Green Lantern Corps is perfect for Naruto. And so is, oddly enough, the Blue Lantern Corps, which is the Lantern Corps of Hope. Now, to qualify for the Lantern Corps of Hope, you have to, A, have a lot of hope within you, or be able to inspire people, instill great hope in others. And Naruto does both of them. Naruto, his dream is to become Hokage, and he never let go of that dream. To the very end, he never let go of his dream to become Hokage. He always had hope that he would have Hokage. He would be the Hokage. That he could overcome everything everyone ever thought about him, rise up and be the ninja that he believed he could be, and that he believed they would come to respect. And lo and behold, that dream came true. That is holding on to hope throughout his entire life. Not only that, but let's be honest, it's Naruto. He's got the plot, the Takno Jutsu, as it's affectionately known as. The only one who's never been affected by it, honestly, is the Raikage. He's the only one who was never affected by the Takno Jutsu because he was just a stubborn ass. But Naruto, yeah, I mean, look at how he inspired everyone around him. Sasuke, eventually, he was able to save Sasuke. Sakura, he even inspired her to get better. Hinata, for obvious reasons. Shikamaru, even for, obvious reasons. I mean, to lesser extent, I'd be like Kakashi, Tsunade, Shizune, let me throw a couple, Rock Lee, Gaara, Tenten, I'm sure, Neji, that's another great one. Neji's a perfect example. Naruto, and then you go into the Shippuden era, you got everyone else in the ring. You got Chio, who he inspired her to save Gaara. Trying to think of a couple other ones here. Once again, the Shippuden, it's more about the return of other characters more than anything else. Pain, he was able to convert Pain and Konan. So Naruto, and hell, Obito, for God's sake. Kaguya was the only other one, and Madara was the only other one that he couldn't, convert, but they were the main antagonists. So Naruto, this is a rare circumstance where Naruto could very easily qualify for either of them. And they're also the only two rings that really work in tandem with each other. Because hope is the most powerful emotion, but will strengthens hope. Hope is great, but if you don't have the will to act on these dreams and the hopes, it's really meaningless in the long term. It's just an emotion, and you'll just hold on to hope, even though the result may never come. But will helps enact on hope, and hope helps to strengthen will and resolve. So and a Green Lantern ring will power up a Blue Lantern ring. A Blue Lantern ring will fully recharge a near empty Green Lantern ring, and supercharge a fully charged Lantern ring. So they are the only two rings that actually work perfectly in tandem with each other. Now, the Blue Lantern ring can also work well with other rings as well. It can cure a Blue Lantern or Red Lantern of Rage. It can nullify avarice. It can nullify greed. I'm trying to remember a couple other ones. hope. I can't remember. It's completely immune to fear. So it interacts differently with other rings, but they work perfectly with each other. So if Naruto were to get one or the other, I think that can work out fine. It's the one scenario where Naruto could actually have two lantern rings at the same time. Now, if you were to ask me which one of the two do I think he's the most qualified for as a kid, I would early on I would say Will. Early on I would say Will. Like if we're going anywhere between if we're between say the beginning of Naruto, or like the beginning of the Academy, and right before the Forest of Death, or right after the Forest of Death, I should say, I'll say Will. You go beyond that, I'm going Hope. That's my stance on that. But then again, there's a circumstance where you could theoretically have both rings. So ultimately, yeah, my thoughts on what Lantern Corps Naruto Uzumaki belongs in. It's either the Lantern Corps of Hope or the Lantern Corps of Will. It's either the blue or the green, or in theory, both. But ultimately, I'll leave it up to you to decide. Now, like I said, I don't intend on really doing this what if for a while, but this is just laying the groundwork. Plus, it's a fun extra video to do, and I'm certain while I'm working up to that video, I'll be doing more Lantern Corps videos with more Naruto characters. I'll do it with other characters too. Don't think I won't. Don't think I won't. Like from any other like fictional or hell even well, I can't really do it with nonfiction because I just don't know what some people's personalities are like. But with any fictional character, because it's just a fun topic of discussion. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. By the way, when I do get around to doing it, I will put up a poll. Well, I'll try to do a poll. I'll put up a post in the community page asking you, basically just getting your thoughts on which Lantern Corps do you want me to put him in. That's basically it. Because when I have multiple options, then I basically either have to make a decision on my own, which is like, oh, but people might argue, well, shouldn't he belong in this one? Or I'll let other people decide on it. And I think that's a fun way to go about that. So anyway, I digress. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to review that at some point. So I'll be back in a little bit with my other what if for today. And yes, it is. It's the part 17 of What If Jiraiya Adopted Naruto. So for the people who've been asking and begging for it, you're getting it in a little bit. So thanks for watching. See you.